Woohoo! Hello and welcome to the last ever update that's going to be recorded like this with post commentary and all, because this is tedious to do and we decided, well, I decided that enough is enough. Anyway, hipp0cat is here.
Hey!
In spirit or whatever, and we are once again looking at the adventures of my cave woman. First thing I decided to do is go and beat up Havel, because he is pathetically easy with my great club and my black iron set. 4 hits or however many that was, and he's done.
Was that your first attempt at killing him with this character?
Yep. It was indeed the first attempt, and now I can wear a more complete set of armor. Here's me kind of checking the weight limits. I can sort of roll with this helmet for some reason, not the bucket that goes with the set. So for now I'm going to rock this mismatching set. And you might remember the Hydra.
Yeah.
And you might remember that you had doubts if it was possible to kill with a melee character without any ranged attacks.
Yep.
And right now I am going to, well, past me is going to demonstrate that actually it was probably even easier. I don't really remember exactly how it went last time with the mage, but it went pretty easy here. As you can see, I'm kind of one-shotting all these crystal golems. And here we go. It's nothing quite like getting a couple heads off with a swing, well, when you hit actually. I think the first couple hits might have been misses here, but then it's just the heads start coming off. I don't know what it is about, maybe the shiny model or something, it's just like big and juicy looking, and when you hit it, it just kind of disappears, right? Like that. And just a couple more, well, I say couple, there's quite a lot of heads here, but they go very fast, as you can see, bam, and one head is gone.
It's kinda difficult to see what's actually happening in the video, because there is like a splash, then there is that fucking head in your face covering all the freaking screen, and then it's dead or whatever.
Well, that's pretty much how it goes anyway. The thing you need to see, well, when you're playing, the thing you need to see is just where the neck is and roughly where to rotate and hit. That's all the strategy there is. I don't think they can even... For some reason here they decided to shoot water at me and completely missed. But I don't think they can even hit me at this point. All the heads missed. The challenge here is once again just being fast enough to get to the head while it is in the ground. Also not falling down that clearly visible drop in the water. Okay, here I almost fell and almost missed the head, but still it worked. Last head. And I think it might be... Yep. There we go. Easy peasy. Last time we kind of ran around that forest up the ladder here, and we looked at a big door that I didn't go through because there's a boss that I didn't want to kill yet. And we also talked to Alvina, and I briefly mentioned the clan of forest hunters. And with this character, I don't really like the forest hunters, I decided, so I'm gonna go and try to kick their asses. I didn't really know what to expect, because sometimes they can be tough, sometimes when you are just leveled enough they can be pathetically easy. Well, they are pathetically easy for this character, just spoilers. At first I got to deal with the bushes. The bushes here are a bit upgraded from the usual, and when I first got in here I was completely just taken by surprise, because you don't really see or hear them emerge, so to speak, and I just kind of walk through here along an edge of a fall somewhere to the left from where I am right now, picked up an Eastern armor set, and then turn around and there's like 8,000 of them going at me through the trees. So that was kind of... But this character right now, it's all completely easy.
So how are those guys different from the ones we've seen before?
Well, at least slightly more health. That's for certain, because, well, yeah, they take more hits sometimes. And maybe they hit harder, I'm not sure. But it's pretty much... Sometimes if you take only one hit to kill the previous ones, these might take 2 hits, and that's the difference. The notable part of the difference anyway. But as I almost said last minute, I guess, I'm human, and therefore I am viable to get invaded here, so I didn't actually realize this. And here are the forest hunters, the NPCs that attack you if you are not in their covenant. They respawn for the most part, most of them respawn. And they kinda just look like the starter classes, some of the starter classes with starter equipment. I guess I don't really know them that well. But I think somewhere around here you should hear a sound. I'm gonna make it a bit louder, so tell me if it's too loud. Oh, yep, there we go. Oleg69.
Whoa, he must have thought a lot about his nickname here.
Yep, and there you go. Introducing himself by backstabbing me without actually dealing any sort of noticeable damage, as you can see. Again, and still, I am just completely fine. This was a very interesting match for me because, well, I haven't really been invaded by a forest hunter before, and there is enemies shooting bullshit at me at the same time, and obviously they do not attack him. There's also...
Does he have a poisoned blade or whatever?
No, that's bleeding. His blade is just very sharp, so unlike all the other swords, for some reason it's only this one that actually cause bleeding. What's the word? The curved ones. For some reason the curved swords have that effect in this game. You can see I hit him once, half health gun, but he is very agile. I gotta give him that he is able to dodge some of my blows pretty nice with his rolls, even though they should have really hit him. I guess it's just like invincibility for frames. But here he is near death, so I'm mentally celebrating at this point. And he starts running back. Fucking camo. Get over here. But
I sense a lack of Benny Hill music here.
yeah, that's a missed opportunity. Oh well. So yeah, now he starts throwing fireballs for some reason. I don't know what he hoped to achieve here. He doesn't throw them further than like 3 meters, and I am almost 2 times as far. Here I get cocky, just kind of decide to ignore him and go away. First of all, bushes start spawning here, and he also heals when I turn my back. I think the invaders like this can only heal by using humanity. Actually, we see him later using humanity to heal, so that's, well, at least I made him waste a couple of humanities in this. Yeah, at this point I'm not really worried at all, because remember how much damage I did to him. He doesn't do any sort of damage to me, so I'm just kinda the only thing I need to do to win this is to actually hit him. Although I only have 1 Estus flask. And here we go, some more dancing, boring because no one can hit anyone here. Speeding these parts up. Gonna look like shit on YouTube, but who cares. Somewhere around here something starts happening because yeah, I hit him once, I think. We should see his dodge, or one of his dodges, where the club really hits like his model, through his model, and he just doesn't get any damage at all. Here, that was bullshit. But I guess...
enemies attack him here?
No, I think I mentioned it. Or maybe I only mentioned the actual NPC guys, humans, but I think enemies never attack. I know for sure that, yeah, here's he using humanity, and I am killed by a bush. That was embarrassing. But...
Whoa.
Yeah, well, he gets his comeuppance later. Red invaders do not get attacked by enemies. That one I know for sure. And I guess he wasn't being attacked by the bushes, so probably the forest hunters also
Up
don't get
until
attacked.
this moment I thought PvP in Dark Souls was some guy appearing in like top armor and killing you in one hit.
Well, it depends. It does try to actually match you by levels a little bit. And, well, doesn't always work, because there's much more to a player's strength and level. And I don't think well, I might have killed an invader or 2 in my lifetime in this game, but this time I wasn't so lucky because I got overconfident and there were enemies, and, well, I guess I just kinda sucked. But I'm taking my rage out on the NPCs here. As you can see, that was pretty relentless, just kind of 3 clubs and he's down. At this point I realized that, yeah, this is going to be easy. I'm not human anymore. I'm not sure if I can get invaded by forest hunters if I'm not human, but it doesn't happen.
Is that talking cat gonna be angry with you now?
Well, actually, the first time I got here in my first ever playthrough, I did kill everyone first, and then went and talked to her, and she just didn't give a shit. I think, yeah, because it's the first time. I think it's inevitable that you kill because you don't know that way around that I used in our main playthrough. Also, this guy totally has a starter kit of some bandit or whatever, spider shield, big axe, and this dumb-looking clothes. But yeah, it's more probable than not that you'll kill some of these guys before first seeing her, and I guess she's understanding like that. Also, there's a guy standing there. I totally didn't notice him in front of the bush. I looked in his direction for a while, and I think I'm searching for more people. There we go. This guy was standing there. He decided to notice me once I turned my back, but they are all pretty pathetic. So we got first time before the Oleg invaded me, I killed a knight who was for some reason partially invisible. Then here I killed a mage, that bandit type guy. Now this is, I think, a cleric of some kind. Also, I think he died before he went falling down there. I think who's left is, well, this time the knight is alive again because I didn't kill him this run. There's also some sort of thief and an archer. And the archer is who I'm going for mainly because she actually drops stuff. She is the unique one, and there she is, shooting stuff at me. And there's the knight first. I don't know why is he invisible. And there's the thief, because I didn't really remember him existing. Just kinda walked into the screen for a bit, then disappeared, and then BAM! Came from behind and finished me again. Of course I'm going to totally take my vengeance. In a second, cut out something, I don't remember what exactly, but probably more killing of these guys. Although I may have died here again off camera, I don't really remember, it was so long ago by this point. I remember one funny death that I cut out a bit later, I'll mention it when we come to that. But the thief here is really weird, he likes to stand like this sometimes. I don't know what's up with that AI. Only he does that, but he does that almost every time I fight him. Obviously doesn't help me. So yeah, right now only the archer and the knight left. Then we're going to go and see that boss that I avoided last time. And that boss might actually be my second favorite boss in the entire game. Mostly for the aesthetics, because it's pretty easy boss. And so not for the challenge of beating him, but the aesthetics, and well, we'll see how you like him, because it's cool.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And well, I think I'll just be busy listing all the reasons why I like that boss when we get to there. But I probably should save that for when we actually find him. So for now, just some sped up me running around. There's the knight. The knight, well, first time I ever got in here, the knight just kind of wrecked me because, well, I wasn't prepared and I was under-leveled for these people. But he is pretty easy, even compared to a lot of knight type enemies in this game, because he just doesn't like the shield too much, he doesn't like parry and riposte too much, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just cannot riposte my jump attack, that's also possible. And well, yeah, at this point everyone is easy, so right now I'm just gonna go find and murder that archeress or something. She's also partly invisible. What the hell is up with that? I think there was maybe a ring or something. I don't know. Don't take my word for that. I don't really remember, but I think there was some equipment way to turn kind of invisible, maybe, or maybe it was just that spell. But I don't think they are using spells, so I don't know. Someone will clear this up, maybe. If I wasn't so lazy, I would look it up myself. I'm sure it's all explained somewhere. But yeah, she has got no chance at all. And I won't even use anything. Well, Twin Humanities I will probably use, but Ferris's hat and Black Bow of Ferris will probably go unused. Right, now I'm gonna go just pick up the stone set here. And... boom! Haha!
Him again.
Yes, this time, although not as the forest hunter, but as the proper red-colored invader. And at this point I have no idea where... This is one big location, I have no idea where he's going to come from, so I stand on this bridge, where I don't have to look around all directions, only two directions. And I'm a bit nervous. I don't know why, because, well, without enemies he was kind of no match for me here. I wonder if he probably did recognize me. I think it says whose world you are invading when you're invading, and I mean, the name like Antroid or whatever this set up for me, maybe the real Antroid or something, you do not forget that kind of stuff easily. And my very distinct look. I wish I took off the helmet because, well, I always wanted to fight other people with my helmet off because of my awesome pink pigtails or whatever I have. But here we go. That was a bit of a cocky gesture. Got attacked a couple times, still didn't do much. Now a backstab through the above my head also didn't do much. I wonder how well this guy felt about his chances at this point. There I'm setting him up for a plunging attack, because I didn't even realize this. I don't know why I decided to hide here. But he didn't do a plunge attack. He also likes to turn his back on me, but then turning around last second when I already start attacking and blocking it with his shield, which I guess works out. Like here, I should have totally made a backstab in here, but failed for some reason. Oh well. So another bit of pointless dance, but then there's quite an amusing conversation here coming. Silent conversation and emotes, I guess, gestures and other motions. I think he's calling me to like go down there and fight fair on flat ground or something. I'm like, come on, man. And he's like, come on, man. He's just copying me. So now I'm waving. Hello. Now he's gonna... Oh, he does the point down, I think, point on the ground. So like, come here. Now he's gonna wave. I'm gonna jump for... I don't know what reason. And then I'm gonna round there. What? Round down there. And give him a proper fair fight that he so wishes for. Or at least that's what I assumed. So let's see how well the proper, real, honest fight goes for him. It's not gonna be very long.
How the hell did he allow that?
I'm thinking lag, probably, because I do not think he ever let me off his lock on, and that should have automatically turned him to face me. So I'm thinking maybe lag, maybe no, maybe he was just rotating on his own. But yeah, there we go. One backstab, all it took. I wish I did some mocking gesture, but I did a bow in there, all proper, like... I think everyone does a bow when they kill someone in this game. So here we go. Try bravery, and the more accurate tears ahead. Ooh, this boss is kinda emotional. Especially the second variation. This is one of the things that I wanted to show off with both walkthroughs, because it's a bit different depending on what other things you do before fighting him. Here, this time is going to be the normal, kind of. Well, the normal way it goes is shown in here, but in the main playthrough, if we ever get to that point, I'm going to show the even more tears ahead variation. But this is what Alvina has been guarding. This is the grave of Artorias, the Abyss Walker.
Holy shit.
And this is Sif, great grey wolf Sif, friend of Artorias, who has been bound to guard this grave from anyone who will take, I guess, the Artorias' ring, which we are here after.
Oh my fucking god. Is that wolf is actually gonna fight you with this giantess sword?
Yep.
This is the best boss ever.
And here's the music, so tell me if it's too loud or too quiet.
No, it's okay.
Right, because it's probably my favorite well, I think, yeah, the final boss is better even in that aspect, but second favorite boss music right here. Also sounds a bit like the Witcher 2 theme in the very beginning, so that's interesting because the Witcher is called the White Wolf and this is the great grey wolf Sif. Not very tough, but pleasant. And well, that kind of can fuck you up if you don't have the stamina to tank it, but I do, so no trouble. And what was I going to even say? Oh yes, first thing that, before I knew the story about this guy, and the implications. I just thought it was like a random giant animal. But even that kind of clicked for me when I saw this boss, that this it's not just kind of some random fantasy game. Its style is very distinct in that it's very much, and I think I said it before, it feels very much like being in like a fairy tale, the old-fashioned grim fairy tale, and maybe a bit of legend in there or a myth. So it's not like trying to be realistic fantasy. So this is proper fairy tale material here. Giant wolf with a sword. And then there was the giant raven from the beginning and all that stuff. So I guess this boss just single-handedly made me enjoy the game that much more for all the aesthetics and all the style and everything. But, well, just the combination of it all. And we are kind of nearing the tears ahead part, because this boss has a very unique detail that is, I believe, purely made for that effect. He is nearly dead, and I am trying to land a simple attack here for the purposes of almost killing him, but not quite. Alright. I think it took me a couple tries here for some reason. Also, I have no idea why he's this big, because he used to be proper sized wolf. A friend of Artorias, a loyal comrade in combat somehow. I don't know how he tamed the wolf or why, but he was a good friend of Artorias apparently. And even kind of protected him at some point with, I don't know how, or maybe Artorias protected him. Something. Oh yeah, here we go. So when he's almost dead, he starts just kind of pitifully limping. He isn't able to do pretty much anything at this point. That's really sad. The music and all, I don't know, just still to this day, well, I say to this day as if it had been a very long time, but gives me a little bit of a lump in my throat. So I decide to finish him off rather quickly. And there we go. How was that boss?
Well, pretty cool.
Yep, I'm glad you like this boss, but we have 3 bosses to go in this video. 2 of them I think you already saw. Yeah, tears. So now I decide to ruin the moment a little bit. Put my bucket head and rolling. On my way to wherever I was going, I saw this. I mentioned it before, that you can see on the forest path, you can see the butterfly sitting on the tower. So I decided, that's another majestic creature that I can utterly destroy. So I went up here and decided to kill it also. I just wondered how well it would go with my... I am pretty overleveled for this guy. So this... I don't know, I also like this boss because the music and the aesthetics and everything, but even the gameplay is interesting because it's built around dodging his magic attacks, and this time I even managed to dodge some of these little shotgun blasts. And I don't know, it's, for some reason, it's, even though I like the challenge of Dark Souls, I seem to like the easier bosses a bit more. I don't know, maybe I suck at bosses. But yeah, while there's nothing major happening, just gonna talk about what we picked from Sif, where there's Soul of Sif obviously. Could be made, I think, into, if I use a sword and upgrade it, then with the Soul of Sif I can make it into Artorias' greatshield or something like that. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm using clubs. You can do that with the souls of all the bosses here. You can make some type of equipment into a specific unique item. For some reason I got the Soul of Smough from Ornstein and Smough, and I can make my club into that hammer that Smough had. But I'm not gonna do that. Oh, by the way, 5 hits, or yeah, I think it's 5, and this guy is dead. Yeah, running away here, being a bit afraid of that blast, but it didn't even happen. And I also picked up the ring Covenant of Artorias. The ring will help me traverse the abyss, as it says, the abyss in New Londo, that is, which enveloped the lower parts of the city, I guess, and where the 4 kings are, which are the boss we're gonna fight. Here I came to this guy in Londo just to upgrade some of my stuff. I want Artorias' shield. And if I'm not actually, I might have been totally off about Artorias Greatsword, because Soul of Sif, I think, yeah, there's small scammer option, but I think I'm using actually Soul of Sif for the Great Shield of Artorias, so maybe you need Soul of Artorias for Artorias Greatsword, I'm not really sure, maybe Soul of Sif can do both. But
So wait a second, Antroid. That shield you upgraded was like plus 10 or something, right? Did it retain that enhancement after you upgraded it?
well, not really. These shields and all other equipment, you have to get them to plus arbitrary number to turn them into unique stuff, and unique stuff is pretty much fixed in its characteristics, so it's just a requirement. But it's better. I think it's much better than my shield. And also I didn't have enough strength to even use it, so I had to level up a bit and got 34 strength instead of 30. Now I can use it, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, that's usually how it goes. And sometimes when you can enchant weapons and to make like a lightning spear like the one we had, could be customly made, it loses a bit of one parameter but usually compensates with another. So lightning spear might lose some I don't know, scaling with dexterity, I guess, but it will add lightning damage. Also, going to New Londo without packing any transient curses, only got 2 from that guy. Let's see how well it goes. Actually, spoiler alert, it goes pretty well, because ghosts are wimps when you have a giant club.
Well,
But,
I think pretty much everyone is when you have a giant club.
Yeah, well, the 4 kings actually gave me a bit of trouble, but I'm not expecting any more trouble in this playthrough. It should be pretty easy for the most part. I don't remember any more really hard parts. Yeah, this is a bitchy trap because, well, you're in a narrow bridge and ghosts appear on all sides, but who cares? I just kind of mashed their heads in. I wanted, yeah, that's what I want to say. I didn't really think of it during this recording, but I will probably use the, what was it, the large club or something? The second best club, and I'll probably make it holy, or whatever it's called, divine. I picked up the divine ember from where you kill the butterfly, so that was useful actually. And divine weapons can kill skeletons permanently, so that's going to be useful in the future. Because some of these skeletons in this game are major pain in the ass because they keep just coming back until you kill a certain necromancer around. But that's just annoying. Okay, here we go. I already have 7 transient curses just from drops. I think it might be increased because of my liquid humanity, which I have 2 of. And humanity up there is supposed to increase drop rates for items. But it seems kind of way too extreme for just 2 humanities. I keep finding transient curses here. Yeah, we are approaching our favorite spot. And this is my favorite moment because just watch the transient curse part in my inventory. Haha, fuck me. And I of course don't notice it. I only notice that my shield stops working. Because, well, not only does your club stop interacting with enemies, also your shield does, so your shield is no use without a transient curse against ghosts. And you can see how much health I had there. For a second I was kind of worried almost, but then I just wasn't. Bam. Bam. I like that when you hit some level geometry and your strike is interrupted, you can still hit enemies during that animation, because it looks like you're hitting them with a hilt of your club, and that's ridiculously funny. At least sometimes it looks ridiculously funny. Oh, sorry. Alright, took the key from this guy. Gonna speed up getting to the lower part, and well, this is pretty much, I am going to go explore the lower part, kill the 4 kings, and that was my second goal for this video alongside killing Sif, because if you do not give Lord Vessel to Frampt, another dude appears when you kill the 4 kings down in the abyss, another serpent who can give us a bit of alternative perspective on things, and that's interesting. And also we are back here. I don't remember, did I kill? I probably killed one of these guys in my sorcerer playthrough, but they are not too tough, although they can catch you off guard. They have this attack, which has a cool animation, and watch my humanity number 2, bam, 1. So this is what darkwraiths actually do, they drain humanity from everyone. I didn't actually know before this recording that it was reflected in actual gameplay, but it is. And I guess...
Would the attack do more damage if you didn't have humanity?
That would be fancy, but no, it's not like that. It's just, if I don't have any humanity, well, they just have nothing to drain, but it still does, I think it does the same damage. Actually, I cannot be totally certain because I didn't compare ever, but I don't see that working like that actually, so I don't know, probably not. The Four Kings actually also do that, and I think there was a moment when I was sucked of all humanity and they still did that animation, and I don't think it did any more damage. But yeah, these guys, I actually get that ability if I join the Covenant of the Serpent that appears there. I can be this guy, and I can be draining humanity from people, but that's... I don't think it works very well. Probably wouldn't work against a human at all, because humans are agile. And, well, I tried it on an NPC off camera, and, well, I just kind of hit him with my fist, even though the animation started proper and all. So I'll have to try a bit better, maybe practice a bit, because I do want to drain lots of humanities. Some of the Covenants require you to give humanities to them for rewards, and that might be useful. I kind of want to get, in this Covenant, after some humanities, after donating some humanities, you get the item that lets you invade infinitely, because right now I can only invade using cracked red eye orbs, and they are one-time use. So, like, if I want to invade, which I do, just all the time, I'll need to get that item from the Covenant. Also, fun new enemy type.
What the hell is this?
Pile of bullshit, I don't know, corpses maybe? I guess they were just kind of lying underwater so much and rotting so much that they kind of fused together or something. It's disgusting. Also,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, well, but it's also kind of neat in the disgusting way, interesting. Also, there was a giant flying head. Well, not too giant, I guess. There's another one. They just kind of fly to you, and when they're close enough, they scream and blow up. And usually damage other enemies, but I don't think they actually damage these piles of shit for some reason. I don't know. They may be immune to screaming. But they aren't very tough, and they don't even respawn, so I guess they count as actually tough, but they aren't. They can do that thing, and if you get hit by that thing, you get slowed down, but I don't think I ever do get hit because I am very wary of that attack. Actually, now looking at them, I can't even... I think it has like a big face formed out of the little things. That thing that was sticking was like out of its mouth. You can see like kind of a nose and two eyes there on the front if you squint a little bit. We'll try to look for it more in the next one. There's one more, I think. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's not only a pile of corpses, but a pile of corpses that decided to look like one giant face in a robe or something, which is morbidly interesting. I like these kinds of things.
It's one of those monsters, or just, well, things from games that look, I don't know, like nothing much at first, but if you actually try to think about it and imagine it in real life, you just get slightly horrified.
Oh, yeah. Remember I said last time about how much detail went into New Londo ruins, and that you can see where the water was, and this is precisely this level. You can see on the walls, the lower part around all the walls is wet, and then there is a clear level where the moss is and where the water level was. So I never noticed this before, and this, well, not really blew my mind, but I was kind of, cool, when I noticed it.
Pretty cool attention to detail, yeah.
But it also shows that the sealers, or whoever decided to actually flood this place, did a really half-assed job, because they didn't flood even like the half of this city. I don't know how people died. They should have really had enough time to get to the higher floors and not die. So all the ghosts here can delight in knowing that they're dead because they're dumb. Also a very large ember. Oh yeah, this is a very cool thing because it lets me upgrade stuff to plus 15. And right now it only makes any sort of difference for my club. But oh, what a difference it will be. I could probably also upgrade my armor, but it requires twinkling titanite, which is expensive as all hell and rare to find. And also upgrading armor isn't worth that much, so fuck that. Weapons are probably the most useful thing to upgrade in this game. And if you want to have a selection of what to use, you should spend all your titanite and spare souls, I guess, on upgrading different weapons you have. Like I'm going to, well, I spend quite a number of souls in this video on upgrading my great club, and then I'm going to do that divine club thing that I mentioned before, to kill skeletons a bit later. So yeah, that's that, and we're actually getting close. There is only a bit remaining here. This place is very treacherous because there is not all the water is gone, and there is still pits, shall we say. Like here, another really thin bridge that I need to get over. There's a darkwraith on that side, so I'm going to try and lure him out. Come on, notice me, don't ignore me. Yeah, there we go. I think at some point you can see the water down there because it didn't drain completely, obviously, but it doesn't, well, I don't know what I even tried to say here. It doesn't help, or it doesn't make it any easier, because you still die if you fall there, which I guess makes sense with my armor, but you always die no matter what you wear. Also, notice at how I'm moving back, there's going to be a oh shit moment here. Oh, I was really scared during that second there, because the camera fucked me over, so I nearly walked off, and then when I tried to compensate, I also nearly walked off. Oh, and that's why I guess maybe at some points you start thinking that, this game's probably better played with controllers, but no. Fuck controllers, I'm doing just fine keyboard and mouse. I know some people think that it's impossible to play this with keyboard and mouse, and evidently I'm proving them wrong. One episode at a time.
But how do we know you are actually using keyboard and mouse? We cannot see you on webcam or anything like that. You might be deceiving us, Antroid.
I think most people know me well enough to know that I'm just against controllers of any kind. But if it helps, I'll try to click louder next time. Both my mouse and my keys. Ugh. I expected you to say, like, how do we know you wouldn't be amazing at this game with a controller, much better than now, but apparently you just do not even consider that option. Well, I don't know. I really, especially with the mouse mod, which lets you do slightly lesser sensitivity, lower, I guess. Sensitivity, I don't really see problems. Also, let's look for the giant face. If it sticks that thingy out, you should see that there's the mouth. Also, it's probably vomiting from the mouth part. Yeah, there's totally a face in the front. Let's see here. Come on, past Antroid, show it off.
Well, yeah, it was pretty visible.
Whereas you can at least see the eyes and the nose with the shadows and all. What are these stupid heads? Annoying. Oh yeah, there was a good, and there's another good shot. Yep, definitely has a face. Yeah, that's cool. Too bad these guys don't respawn. This was the second one in the game, and in a matter of seconds it's gonna be completely extinct. There are similar enemies, of course, and I think we saw, like, although actually isn't really that similar now that I think about it. Remember the painted world and those guys with shields and spears that were just kind of crawling messes of flesh? Yeah. I don't know. Well, I guess the mess of flesh part is what's connecting them in my mind, but they're not really that similar at all. They're a healthy pink color for one, and these are a rotten black. Oh well, that was the last enemy, if you don't count the head here, which I really don't, because you can't even attack them at all. They're just kind of hazards.
And what if you shoot them with a crossbow?
Well, I don't think you can really shoot them with a crossbow, because you can't aim first person with the crossbow, but I expect arrows just to go through them if you shoot with your bow. For some reason, I don't know. You can't lock onto them, and they don't really seem like someone that you would be able to attack. Also, trying to get some help with my 4 kings here, because I only one Estus, and that's not the best option. There was some trouble getting him, like it often is, but after a while I managed to. And here we go. Also, I almost forgot to equip the ring that makes me not die as soon as I go into the abyss. That would have been embarrassing if I just summoned the guy and then died here. But this is the boss door. There's a little bit of a spiral staircase here, and then at one point it just becomes total blackness, and if you step into the blackness without the ring, you die. You can also just kind of jump off like that. Very daring, but it doesn't make you take any fall damage here. This is the abyss. Welcome to the most visually interesting place in the entire game. Total blackness. So much graphics. There's one of the 4 kings, incidentally. And I'm gonna say right away, that attack, I have no idea how to fucking dodge it, because it seems like I should be able to, but I can never judge how close it is and when I should roll. Also, this guy that I summoned isn't doing the best job. Already you can see his health. Guess maybe I should have healed earlier, because when you use a Estus with a summoned health, it also heals them a little bit. But, well, too bad. The guy is already dead, I think. And
I'm completely unable to determine the size of the boss under such circumstances.
well, I'm going to come.
Is it like huge or?
Well, yeah,
or
now
what?
you should be able to determine the size. It's kind of huge for a human, and I think the 4 kings are supposed to be humans, even though there are like giants in this game. But I think the four kings should be humans. Or maybe, well, magic. They grew up, and I am desperate enough to win this battle, so I'm using humanities like it was nothing, for their healing purposes alone. It doesn't work, spoiler alert. This time I die. There's gonna be an explosion, yeah. 4 kings is a strange boss for me, because they are... I'm not sure actually if people consider this boss universally difficult. But the first time I ever fought them with a similar build to this one, I had no trouble whatsoever. And we didn't get to them with a mage, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But in here, for some reasons, a couple times I had a lot of trouble, like here and a couple of retries. But then I went and upgraded my shit and just pretty much destroyed them. Which is of course the one take you're gonna see after this. But even now, well, oh, the grab attack, the same kind of deal, also drains humanity. But they're a bit more cool about it. Yeah, some of these sword attacks just do not do any damage for some reason, even when I'm not blocking, which is really strange, because some of the sword attacks kill, I can, like, well, not kill, but take off half your health. So it's a big difference. I don't know for what reason. Also, damn it, I forgot to mention, with the animation when the darkwraiths do that humanity sucking thing, I suppose we didn't really pay attention to the exact animation, but it looks really goofy when they finish it and they just kind of stand up and let me go, like, oh, sorry man, but oh, you can go now. The kings, though, they're not as cute about it, they just kind of drop me, and oh, I'm dead. You can expect the boss called 4 kings to be multiple enemies, and it is. And it can get more than 4. I think not at a time, maybe. But even if you kill 3 of them, they still get reinforcements if you wait for a long enough time. So they work pretty much. They start spawning with a time interval, no matter how fast you kill or how slow you kill anyone. And we just gotta kill 4 of them, and maybe they stop spawning when there's 4 and they're in. But meanwhile I'm going to the very large chamber, giving the very large chamber to Andre here, and he's gonna help me with my giant cross.
Andre of Astora gets the job done, you shall see.
Yep. That's quite a big improvement is gonna be from +10 to +15. First you cannot really upgrade it right away, you gotta like advance it to the last level, which is 11 to 15. It can get confusing, but you can remember that at 5 and 10 most equipment you can do stuff in modify instead of reinforce, and modify does something like, I don't know, lightning, chaos, fire, divine, occult, or does a unique object, or shifts the thing up a level like that. And right now I don't have Titanite slab because for the final upgrade I need the Titanite slab, and luckily I know who drops the Titanite slab. I don't remember who killed him with my main playthrough. I remember failing utterly when recording, but I don't remember who went back and finished him. But he's the guy you should probably recognize. You recognize Stranger Things so far, so this guy. I definitely attempted to kill him in one of our recordings. Back in the Undead Asylum, the copy of the first tutorial boss, but with a range attack that does AoE damage, which fucks you up, this thing.
I think we actually killed him in another playthrough.
I remember, well, maybe we returned after some time and then killed him, because I remember the first time we tried, I just pretty much abandoned the idea, because I jumped down here with my like full damage, all confident and cocky, and then I got destroyed by this guy. If I remember correctly, which I think I do, but until this time, when I killed him my first try, I always had trouble with him. Because I underestimate him and go here not over-leveled enough usually, and he just fucks my shit up. Even if there is this pretty useful and pretty easy to follow strategy of just stay behind him, walk slightly away when he does the range attack, and then come back and hit him on the ass. But sometimes you get impatient, or you get slightly unlucky with the range and you get destroyed, and then you waste your Estus flasks and you die. Not this time though, this time he's just a couple hits away from dying himself. But yeah, this is... a lot of people are screaming about how difficult Dark Souls is, but I think we can pretty much agree on that. It's for you, it shouldn't look too difficult. For me, it shouldn't like feel or be difficult at all, because there definitely are much harder games out there, and have been since the dawn of gaming pretty much. I look forward to when you actually master Contra 3 and try to record it without any deaths or something.
No, it's fucking impossible without this.
So that's why I'm looking forward to that, because if that happens, that's going to be the most amazing thing ever. Also, I got an achievement for upgrading my Great Club to plus 15, which I'm very happy about. Didn't show my happiness through a gesture, but I think you can understand my emotions here. Getting my favorite weapon in the game, certainly my favorite weapon for this build, to its maximum level. Feels good, man. Let's go try these guys again. The embarrassing death that I cut out from here was actually getting to the guys in the very first parts of the new Londo ruins. I didn't remember the layout of the lower part. You can just jump down there from the very beginning when you fight the first ghosts. You can jump down the very last part where there was that narrow bridge and the last darkwraiths and all. But down there, well, I don't really remember the layout of that place by heart. And well, let's just say there was an elevated part, on one side of which was a floor underwater if you walk on the other side there wasn't. And I chose the wrong side, so I just kind of walked down calmly into the water. Now I'm feeling a bit sad that I didn't actually include that part. I'll see if I have the footage still. I'll add it in the end, just the footage of me walking off the ledge. But did I already kill one? Yeah, I think I already killed one. You can observe how easy they got when I get proper damage. I should have really just two-handed, because two-handed it increases your damage extremely, I don't know, dramatically, whatever, a lot. You deal a lot more damage when you're not using your second arm for a shield. But I just do not feel comfortable without a shield constantly up, so didn't really do that. But maybe for some of the later bosses I'll try, because that's really satisfying, just to hit someone with a two-hand jump attack. And well, someone who actually is worth hitting like that. and see their health go down crazy amounts. But there's the third king almost done. I like how his hair up there looks a bit out of focus when viewed from before, what? From, not from before definitely, but from, I don't know, well, you should know what I'm talking about, I'm forgetting the simplest words. Just head on like this, it gets a bit blurred, like, oh, let's see if I get a chance to see that again. Probably not, to be honest.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, right here you can see the hair, the grey hair above, around his head. It gets a bit blurry. It gets blurred out and slightly like this ethereal quality to it. But on other angles, it's like any other polygon. And while looking at their hair, I destroyed them. There is Darkstalker Kath, or Kath, or whatever. Let's go talk to him. I almost wanted to take off my ring, but then I thought probably that would still kill me even after killing the boss, because it's still the abyss.
Is that guy any different from Framt? Because I can't see any difference at all.
Well, visually apparently he isn't, and the voice is the same. But let's listen to what he has to say.
I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Kath.
Kath.
I can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found the three souls, but your progenitor found a fourth, unique soul, the dark soul. Your ancestor claimed the dark soul and waited for fire to subside. And soon the flames did fade, and only dark remained. Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn trembled at the dark, clinging to his Age of Fire and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Gwyn resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans. Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord. I am the primordial serpent. I seek to right the wrongs of the past, to discover our true Lord. But the other serpent, Framt, lost his sense and befriended Lord Gwyn. Undead warrior, we stand at a crossroads. Only I know the truth about your fate. You must destroy the fading Lord Gwyn, who has coddled fire and resisted nature, and become the fourth Lord, so that you may usher in an age of dark.
Sure.
Very well. I shall now guide you to Gwyn's prison. Be still, and trust thine flesh to me.
Yeah. But yes, so there we go. There's his position. Actually, coming from the perspective of a primordial serpent, I think his position makes more sense, because the course of nature, obviously, however depressing it is for the Age of Fire to go away, because the fires go away, and the Age of Dark, which is also a complete disaster. We can get a kind of a glimpse of what it will be like for humans in some other part of the game. Shut up.
Now,
I don't care. But that's how things would go naturally. But Gwyn and Framt and everyone pretty much liked how things were during the Age of Fire, so they're trying their best to prolong it. And this is a decision that I am not equipped to make actually in this world, because I have no idea how things are outside and how things will be. But previously I was all for prolonging the Age of Fire, because I'm conservative like that, and I would cling to the status quo that I liked. But after actually speaking to Kath here, he seems pretty genuine and he seems pretty sincere, and actually a bit more sincere than Framt, because Framt is actually trying to fool us into doing what he wants. And Kath, well, maybe also does, but I guess to a lesser extent, because he just lays everything bare. And I guess his main concern is just to let things go as they're supposed to go. Notice how he actually used the resist nature words twice there, so that's pretty
Very
obvious.
well. Once the vessel
So I'm not at this point I'm not even sure which, if it was up to me, what would I choose, but thankfully we have 2 playthroughs, so we can choose either ending in either playthrough and see it all.
This vessel with their souls,
Blah blah blah. This we already know. We get to kill some more bosses.
so that you may
Use
kill
the souls, get to
Gwyn.
win. Well, that's what Framt told us before,
Are
so
you
it's not
ready?
new.
Then
But there we go.
let us
It's
return to
an
the
interesting
abyss
dilemma, to be sure.
and
Because
trust
this, well,
thine flesh
I didn't
to
really
me.
get it from him, but people think that he promises us great power and great, well, power during the Age of Dark, and tries to lure us into doing that because he says humans will be the masters of the world. He doesn't, he omits the state in which humans will be, which is kind of crazy, and the world will be a dark, just messy place without any sort of happiness in it, I guess.
If you
So
wish,
it's not, you wouldn't want to be a master of such a world at all. And the humans really didn't get such a bad deal with the gods around. Because while some people believe for some reason that
cast off the
gods
shackles
oppressed humans,
placed
they
upon
really
your
didn't.
brethren.
It was fine. And also I'm entering the Covenant. So fuck that. Now I am Dark Wraith proper, and I get to invade people. Or? Oh yes, and I get the Dark Hand, which supposedly allows me to drain humanities, and also if put it in the shield hand, I can do that cool
Undead warrior.
black shield
Speak now
that the
is
Dark Wraiths
premature.
also had, that I didn't point out
It
at
begins
any
with
part,
your retrieval
but
of the
you
Lord
should have
vessel.
noticed it because they were using it a lot.
Farewell.
Sadly, this guy doesn't eat shit like Framt, so I cannot sell things to him. So that functionality is lost when you choose to side with this guy. But it's not really a big loss, because very few items actually are worth a noticeable amount of souls. But how many times did I say "but" in this episode? I don't know. This is, I think, pretty much it for this video, judging by the slider, which is a great help in that, but also judging by just I did everything I wanted and more this time, and I was very happy with that. Killing Sif, killing the 4 kings. I wonder if, yeah, that's attempting to use the attack. Yeah, I show this. Yeah, my attempt to use the attack on Sigmire. Should probably show it. What? He just doesn't give a crap. I cannot drain his humanity. He just goes. Apparently, subtitles go "yig," and he just goes "oh." Oh, Framt is disgusted, by the way.
You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Enough. I shall slumber until I am awakened again.
You slumber all the time anyways. So yeah, Framt just up and leaves if you side with Kath. And obviously Kath just doesn't appear if you manage to side with Framt. This guy is sitting, so he's totally immune to my attack. Well, that one particular attack. If only the residents of New Londo knew this, they wouldn't have to be flooded. They would just all sit down and be completely free and safe from the darkwraiths. Anyway, there we go. I think this is all said and done. Oh, I am a zombie, which I am not liking. Yeah, last action here is turn to my beautiful true self for the final shot. So, any thoughts on anything that happened here, hipp0cat?
Nope.
Well, I expected that, so yeah. At least you didn't fall asleep yet.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself for that.
Well, you sound like you're struggling with that, so it's nice that this is ending, I guess. Just be sure to render your audio file and send it to me safely.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.